In other Pogo hubs, there were torture rooms. Doon lang po kami nakakita ng mga torture equipment sa torture. But in this particular illegal Pogo hub, it's scattered all over the compound. Parang it's a normal thing to hurt, to inflict harm, at siguro pumatay. So, and the other one was shouting in Chinese language. So, pinuntahan po namin yung isa. And then, it turned out, yung isa palang sumisigaw na yon, nakatali po doon sa loob ng isang kwarto at humihingi po ng tulong. Sabi niya, nandun po siya for almost 10 days. The torture is continuous, the beating is continuous. Kaya when we entered the room, parang nagpapanik siya kasi he thought na we are yung mga torturers na we're part of the torture team na magto-torture sa kanya. So and the other one was shouting in Chinese language. So pinuntahan po namin yung isa. And then it turned out yung isa palang sumisigaw na yon, nakatali po doon sa loob ng isang kwarto at humihingi po ng tulong. Sabi niya, nandun po siya for almost 10 days. Binigyan lang siya ng tubig. At the torture is continuous, the beating is continuous. Kaya when we entered the room, parang nagpapanik siya kasi he thought na we are yung mga torturers na we're part of the torture team na magto-torture sa kanya. So tuloy-tuloy po yun, ano ma'am? And then the next day, may nakuha na naman po kami mga ganon torture victims na nakakalat. And if you go around the illegal Pogo hub, it's like normal to see torture equipment. In many rooms, there are a lot of torture equipments. There are baseball bats na UP na. There are tasers. Nagkalat ma'am siguro maybe in 12 or 15 rooms na pinuntahan namin, parang it's like normal for them to do torture in that particular Pogo hub. In other Pogo hubs, there were torture rooms. Doon lang po kami nakakita ng mga torture equipment sa torture. But in this particular illegal Pogo hub, it's scattered all over the compound. Parang it's a normal thing to hurt, to inflict harm, at siguro pumatay. So, yun po yung pagkakaiba nito with a strong hand. Thank you, ma'am.
Nasabi niyo, Yusek, it's no ordinary criminal. Who are these criminal? This is to the best of your ability to answer. Alam ko tuloy-tuloy pa yung investigation ninyo with the other agencies. Ayaw natin makompromiso yun. Kung kaya nyo lang sagutin yung ibigay nyo lang yung kaya nyong sagutin para lang malagay natin sa records itong pangyayaring to. So, based on your investigation, your questioning, sino ba itong mga taong ito?
In all the Pogos that we raided, normal na sir yung makakita kami ng mga fugitives, wanted persons. In one of the Pogos that we raided, 11 wanted criminals ang nakuha namin, foreign nationals. In some, there are 8, there were 6, and this, yung latest namin, 8. And checking on the background, criminal background itong mga tao na to, sir. Yung mga involvement nila, hindi ordinaryong krimen Some are violent crimes. Meaning, pag sinabi mong violent crimes, parang yung pananakit ng tao and yung paggawa ng kalokohan are normal things sa kanila. So, yun ho ang nakakalungkot. And surprisingly, some of the names of those wanted persons were in the list nung SEC na sinubmit po sa atin. And yung dalawang wanted person, the one who were in Singapore right now facing money laundering cases are nasa SEC record po natin, and yet arestado po sila ngayon sa Singapore for money laundering. And we're not talking of millions of dollars, we're talking of billions of dollars, sir. Money laundering. Yung dalawang pangalan na nakita po natin sa SEC record dito sa atin.
Ano sila nakakapasok dito, Yusek? Itong mga criminal syndicates, itong mga, yung nasabi nyo, no? Yung organized crime. At paano nakakapasok ganito karaming dayuhan dito sa ating bansa? Dahil from what I understand from your news report, ini-estimate nyo mga 1,000 plus ang nandito sa Porac Pogo. Pero nung tinanong namin ng CIDG, meron silang na-retrieve na 2,300 computers, no? So meaning if you do the basic 1:1, 2,300 ang pwedeng magtrabaho diyan dahil merong computers, no? So another question is, paano nakakapasok tong mga sindikatos, particularly itong Porac Pogo Hub? And then pangalawa, in your
One attempted to Cebu. One attempted to leave Zamboanga last night, but he was intercepted because he was unable to present a passport. So all of them, so far, the bosses of this group have no valid passports already. No, with regards to your earlier question, sir, how do they manage to come into the Philippines? Yung isa po naming person of interest, we can't name him yet, has been in the country since 2005. And he has been a fugitive from China since 2005. No, so they predate basically the phenomenon of Pogo na nag-peak po ito noong 2019, if you do recall. So they predate the Pogo phenomenon, but they have been here in the Philippines as a criminal organization. Tama po si Yusek Gilbert, they are not ordinary criminals. This is the only first time that members of the commission, of the secretariat, are getting death threats that are nerve-wracking and chilling, because these are not ordinary money launderers, Madam Chair, Your Honor. These are honest to goodness transnational criminals with records dating back to decades in China, Hong Kong, and Macau. So how they were able to ally with local syndicates, we have yet to find out. No? So doon po sa record natin ngayon, ma'am, sir, we have not found the big boss. But we know where he is, we know his movement, and we're trying to conduct a major operation soon to be able to get him. But how confident are we? We are not 100% confident because, sir, ang dami nilang alam eh. They know our movements, they know so many things about us. So, how? We don't know.
So, ang person of interest natin para dito sa Porac is 14. 14.
The 14 are with us now, sir. But we have still 3, including Cassie Leong, that is not in our custody.
Okay.
So we have 3 Chinese nationals that are unaccounted for so far.
Yung 14 are all foreigners?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
And they will be filed cases?
We're hoping to build enough cases for all of them. But of the 14 POIs, only 2 so far have been positively identified as torturers. The other evidence that we're getting are documentary and testimonial of other people who are scattered, but not scattered, I mean, quote-unquote, friends of ours who have identified these persons in our custody as managers, bosses, and the like.
How many at one point ang tao dito sa Porac Pogo Hub based on your interviews and investigations?
Yes, sir. They should not have been lower than 1,000, Your Honor. In fact, our intel was good enough to say na dapat po nung pinasok po natin yung Porac ngayon, we should have gotten around that number. But we only got 161. The last one ay yung binabanggit po ni Yusek na wanted sa China na nagpapanggap lang siya, di umano nangunguha siya ng mangga. But upon checking with the Chinese government, he is a fugitive for very violent crimes, serious crimes. He's a member of a local triad in China.
Paano mo ipapasok ang 1,000 na tao? I'm trying to imagine 1,000 to, hindi naman to 100. No? You're talking about ang daming pumapasok. Ano yung naging paraan nila para makapasok dito? Malaya silang nakakaikot, pupunta sa Porac, punta sa Bamban. Anong kanilang naging daan para makapasok dito sa ating bansa?
Most of them, Your Honor, originally had tourist visas that were later on converted to 9G visas. But then again, as the BI knows, the 9G visas that are associated to certain pogos are not really for those actual pogos. For example, may 9G siya, ang sabi IT siya ng isang kumpanya na hindi doon sa pogo kung saan siya nakukuha. So, there is that problem also that we have encountered. Now, the others, Your Honors, is that they just transfer from one pogo to the next. For example po, itong Park 3 among the Chinese community, within their communities, it is known as the most prolific torture pogo. So they're known for kidnapping, they're known for torture, murder, and the like. So a good number of the people there are actually kidnap victims. In fact, kahapon lang, yung mga Vietnamese namin, nung una, they were saying that they were not workers. We got a good number of Vietnamese rescuees, no? But then yesterday afternoon, one had the courage to tell us na yung dalawang Chinese doon na nagsasabing biktima rin sila actually were bosses. So muntik pa po kaming mapaniwala na biktima lang din po sila. But then when they had the courage, nung kinonfront na po, sabi namin, we have to identify this to as POIs already kasi a good number of Vietnamese were saying na yan yung nangidnap sa kanila, yan yung kumuha sa kanila. So, in summary, Your Honor, the modus could be one, they kidnap, they buy people ng mga nalululong po sa mga casino. Yun po yung usual na modus Kasi itong foreign nationals, mahilig po sila dyan sa casino dito sa southern part of Metro Manila. Pag wala na po silang pambayad, may lalapit na loan shark. Bibigyan po sila ng $250,000. Pag hindi nila mabayaran, they will be sold to these casinos. That's one. Second po, nagpapalipat-lipat lang po talaga sila ng pogo. So, upon interview, a good number of our quote-unquote rescuees, a good number of our perpetrators have been around 3, 4, 5 pogos. One that I have interviewed, for example, has said he has been in the Philippines since 2017, transferring from Clark, Angeles, Pasay, and so on and so forth. So, yung mga ganun po. So, paikot-ikot lang po talaga po sila. So, that could basically explain why you're able to get 1,000 there because they came from other smaller pogos that closed shop. They transferred there po. Kaya, yes sir.
Itong particularly itong Porac Pogo, kailan na-establish to? Kasi based on documents 2019, 'di ba? Tapos may construction, nakita ko na mayroon silang construction nangyari. Pero kailan yung actual scamming operation? Because I don't believe na instant lang to na set up no? I don't believe na ganyang kalaki na nakita natin. No, I don't believe na mapakadaling i-set up yan. Tingin ko matagal rin nila sinet up yan. So based on your investigation, kailan nag-umpisa itong setup nitong scamming operation nila?
As far as the commission is concerned, we know for a fact na itinayo po sila kasabayan ng Bamban 2019 thereabouts. And they continued constructing at the height, even during the height of the pandemic, which should not have had happened. No, if the LGUs have taken a good look at the constructions happening in both Bamban and Porac. As far as the reports given to us, we had them in our radar as of third quarter of the last year. Because of the torture videos and so on that we were getting from Lucky South. But bear in mind, Your Honors, Lucky South has a number of operations. Hindi lang po siya Porac. You could take a look at their documents. They had one, if I'm not mistaken, in Angeles and Clark, right, ma'am? Then they also had another one in Lawag, if I'm not mistaken, and in Vigan. They attempted in Vigan, was it? Am I correct in Vigan, ma'am? So they had a good number of operations po. But this one, in Porac is the most prolific and horrific as far as the Chinese Pogo community is concerned, because it is controlled by a triad organization.
Nasabi nyo kanina, sabay sila sa Banban, and I heard also in your news reports, some of your interviews na may connection itong dalawa. No, you have evidence na meron silang connection. Can you also elaborate on that? To the best of your ability to answer.
Your Honor, it's still an ongoing investigation po. But yeah, we can definitely say that based on the evidence we have on hand, that the two major scam hubs that were raided in this recent month.
Tama ba narinig ko? Horrific? Horrific, kasing horrible, horrific? And then, by saying that, do you mean that the people behind it are horrific?
Yes, sir. Nerve.
And those emergency tags, when we translated it, kasi sir, in Chinese characters. So when we translated it, lumabas yung blood type, may mga name. Sinabi ko sir na, and ma'am, na this may be authentic kasi yung part ng investigation namin na ginagamit na panakot doon sa mga workers.
Thank you, Yusek. With your permission.